Good afternoon. Welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew, and welcome to our lunch stream. Typically what the lunch stream is where we kind of hang out with you wonderful people and have a good time, do some Ross reviews and some questions. We probably will try to get to the Ross review today. Usually we take a lot of questions. I'm going to tell you right now, don't bother, because this isn't going to be one of those streams. This is going to be the Rangers going to kick the living motherfucking shit out of CG today. This is Ranger Rant time. This is angry time. And it ain't just me. I brought a whole bunch of my friends along. And there's going to be a lot of cussing. If you are 18 or years or younger, you may want to turn this off. Parents, if you're listening, there's going to be a lot of cussing and swearing. I don't normally do this during the lunch stream. But the crap that I woke up to and the shitstorm that has hit, people are losing their minds, and I'm going to tell you they have every right to be. This has got to be the dumbest shit I have ever seen CG do. We're going to get into it. So don't bother with questions, because we probably will not get time to it, because I do want to get to the roster review today, because that's one thing that we do. We try to help everybody in the community. So I go to bed last night after doing lots of streams with Mist, and we did the Nerf Herders, and I wake up this morning, I'm like, oh, bonus rewards. What's this? Let me go check this out. Oh, okay. So strike one on CG today is bonus rewards. And this ain't just me. This is a whole bunch of people. Bonus rewards. Let's see where that is. In anticipation of mod slicing, we have added mod salvage as bonus drops in all light side and dark side hard nodes. This salvage will be used to slice mods once we release that update. Really? Nice. That's really nice at CG. Let me go do a whole bunch of hard nodes. Wait, nothing's dropping. Well, I guess I can account it to just Ranger and his horrible luck with drops, because let's be honest, I am known for my horrible drop rates. If you don't believe me, go watch me open Chromiums back in the day. It's true.
Good memories, though.
Yeah, good times. But, it's RNG. Nothing you can do about it. And then I start talking to people. And it's over and over and over and over again. People saying the same thing. And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell is this? You're going to advertise that we can get mod salvage, and nobody is getting mod salvage. Plus, strike two. We didn't even know you were doing this today. Nothing in all the notes. CG, here's the thing. We try to help you guys by reading the news and notes on our Wednesday night stream. And it helps the community understand what's going on. Maybe they don't have time to read. Maybe they're listening to us as a podcast. We are more than glad to put out the news and notes. When you don't put out shit for us to read and just randomly do it, then it kind of pisses us off. Nobody had any idea that you're going to start this tap today. And it technically hasn't started, but the shitstorm has started, because we're going to get into this. First, let me just introduce everybody, because we're all in an angry mode. And if you're reading our chat right now, CG, and I hope you are, there's a whole bunch of angry people in chat right now. We've got the lovely Ouchie Dumpling.
Hi.
We've got
I'm here.
Yeah, the anger is strong with her. We've got the Chrome Cobra, the snake with the grass.
Oh, hello.
We've got Mike Hunt, who will be giving our angry rant from the English side of things.
Good afternoon.
Oh, and we've got Grim the Mechanic.
What the
And then we have, of course, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
Howdy.
Dr. Finn, I swear to God, if you try to calm me down today, I will harm you.
You'll probably have to harm me then.
No, I don't. Oh, I don't have to? Oh, Finn's on my side for once.
Twinkie batter where you don't want it, Finn. Just warning you.
This is everybody.
I can feel your anger.
It makes you stronger.
Bring a whole new meaning to a brownie Twinkie.
I am absolutely befuddled. So, I open up my roster, and I'm really not too happy about the slicing thing. So I'm like, well, let me look at mods. And so I started looking at this. All the mods switched. Knew it was coming, knew it was happening. But when you actually look at it, and you look at what you have to do, I'm looking at all the mods that I have to now slice, which doesn't guarantee me a stat that I want. It's just a random stat each slice, right? Which could change, but I'm just looking at the time and effort that this is going to take. I'm just going down all the characters that I have been busting my ass on. And most of these mods that you see that I have, these are characters that I didn't get recently. These are mods that I've had for a long time, because I made an initial investment to get the best mods I could with speed, right? And to make sure that I didn't mind that it cost almost $500,000 a pop to do it, but I did it, right? I got these mods to 15A, right? 5 dot level 15 A mods. And I'm looking at all these mods that I have to, some are gray, that I got really amazing speed on. Like I was looking at this one for Vader, I'm like, what's the speed on this mod? Let me look. And just say, okay, it's not that great, it's 4 speed. But then there's some I'm looking at, that I had one silver one that's like 17 speed. I'm like, okay, so I have to start from scratch basically with a silver mod that has incredible speed. I might get speed on it. I don't know if I slice it. The fact that I have to slice and all this work that I'm about to put into, whoever came up with this concept, I was on the fence before. I was angry. I was against it. Now I'm really fucking against it. Whoever came up with this concept for mods needs to be fired. I don't normally ever recommend anybody get fired, but the person that came up with this concept has no fucking idea about this community or what we like to do. We play this game because we love Star Wars and doing the fun events and using our characters. There are some aspects of it that we understand and accept. You have to take the characters to 7 stars. There's a level thing to it, right? You need gear. That's most any other game I've ever played. This extra bullshit that we're having to do, it's bad enough in the marquee of things, overwhelming as they are. At least we're farming characters, right? I don't play this game to sit here and have to fuck around with mods for the next year, trying to get all the slicing materials and spending extra credits on stuff. There's nothing fun about this. I'll argue with anybody who thinks that going back in and doing all this horse shit is fun. There is nothing fun about me leveling mods for a random chance of some kind of no. Especially when the goal is to take them to 6E. Now I'm more convinced than anything that this is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. This is not fun. I'm on the screen. This is not fun. I'm looking at all my characters that I have to go through now and fix. There's nothing fun about this. I don't play this game to spend hours on end farming materials and having to go through and figure this out and slice this and do this. Who thinks of this stuff? And I ain't alone.
What gets me is the fact that they said, we want to make the game easier.
This is not easier. Not by any stretch of the imagination. This isn't even close to being easy. This is more time sink.
Right, not just making the game
Algie.
easier, but specifically making mods easier, because a vast majority of people in the game were not participating in mods because they found them overwhelming or didn't want to mess with them. That's not how you fix that problem.
I think they did a caveat that the make it easier was it make generating income easier.
I don't think they're going to generate much income.
They're going to lose
I don't think many people are going to.
People are about to quit this game for this.
I've had 2 people today in my guild already talk about wanting to leave, and that's my guild, which is a casual guild.
Honestly, here's the thing. Ranger's about to quit this game. This is not worth it.
You know the sad part? You know how much I love mods, right?
Yeah.
I don't like slicing. I don't like this whole slicing concept.
I mean,
and I know some people like it, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. They made 2 changes to things that are in game already that some people like, and I know there's a large population. What they're targeting is the population that didn't really do mods, right? That's what they said. They're trying to get people who haven't done anything with mods, and there's a large percentage of people that haven't done anything with mods. They're trying to get them more involved with mods, right? They said the same thing about ships. Whoever is coming up with the ideas is going like 1 step too far every single time. Ships would have been perfectly fine if they just kept it to adding the reinforcement abilities. Why they changed the entire mechanic of ships and made it so a large percentage of people that like ship beforehand now hate ships because it's just an RNG fest.
A lot of people hate
I don't
ships.
understand.
Yeah.
Mods. I am a huge fan of ships. I am admittedly never was a huge fan of ships to begin with. I'm less so now since Mods 2.0 than before. But mods, everyone knows. I love me some mods. I love looking through the numbers and calculating things.
Sure,
this
mods
is just,
by themselves is not the issue, Finn. I'm with you on that. I think mods was a good introduction.
Yeah,
Kind of a shitstorm
mods.
in the beginning when it was 6 and 7 and all that stuff. But they pulled it together and they got it. And I'm like, this is a good way to separate out teams. I get it. Mm-hmm. Maybe some people like it or not, but again, you're right, Finn. They go too far.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, this one is.
both sides here a little bit,
No,
right?
I don't want to hear the other side.
I'm not
Finn.
a fan of the slicing. So I'm not a fan of the slicing. I'm throwing that out there right now. I had put out a video that gave out an idea about my suggestion on how to get to 6-dot mods, which is essentially what they did in order to get from 5A to 6E, which is you may need to farm some. I didn't say materials. I was just saying combine different mods that you already had, so you can make use of the useless mods. But they're introducing maths, which I'm okay with. They're moving from 5A to 6E by multiplying your current stats by a certain percentage in order to improve it, so you don't lose your progress on 5-dot mods, right? Fine with that. What I understand, though, and so this is why I'm not necessarily trying to defend it, I'm more just trying to explain it. If you look at the fact that they went from 5A to 6E, 6E being the critical thing, right? 6E means that there's going to be a way to eventually get them to 6A and then move them into 7E, right? That's going to be their eventual progression. They might do it slowly. I mean, we've seen how slowly they've done gear. But the eventual progression is going to be 5A to 6E. You take 6E all the way up to 6A, and then 6A you can then go into 7-dot mods and 7E, and that's how they build upon the current mods. The problem with just introducing a system that you just multiply, right, is that if you want to do a leveling of your 6-dot mods, which is what this whole slicing thing is about, right? So that's where I think they kind of failed. You could have gone from 5-dot to 6-dot and just left them at the 6-dots as they were without levels within 6-dots. But what they did was, in order to level up a mod from 6E to 6A, you had to standardize the 6E. And so that's why they're forcing everyone to get into the 5A.
Well, they're stupid.
I think that's where their problem was. Their problem was trying to move from a system where you have all these 5-dot mods and then go into a 6-dot mod, and they're trying to think ahead, right? Part of it is they're trying to think, where do we go with the progression? If they go to 6-dot mods, they're stuck.
But this
right?
isn't goddamn rocket science.
Like I said, I'm not saying that I agree with their thinking, but all I'm saying is they're looking at it from, if somebody, let's just suppose we introduce the slicing aspect to take your 5-dot mod, regardless of whether it's 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, or 5E, right? We introduce a slicing concept that gets you to 6-dot, and your 6-dot will now be automatically a 6A if you went from a 5A. It'll be a 6B if you went from a 5B, or whatever that is, right? There's no gain for them after that point. There's no other progression within 6-dot mods. So that means the next level of mods is now 7-dot. So now you've restricted yourself into only having upgrades for 2 levels now with mods. It's 5 to 6, 6 to 7.
That's the way it should be, Finn. I don't understand.
I'm not saying it shouldn't be. Again, I'm not trying to defend their position. I'm just trying to explain it. Which is now what they've done is, with this new system, you now have the progression from 5A, which getting to 5A is silly as hell to begin with. But then you can go from 5A to 6E. 6E will progress to 6D. 6D can eventually progress to 6C, and so on. So now they've built themselves a longevity within mods.
All you had to do.
On time. But I think the system is asinine the way that they've done this, and the drop rates are horrendous.
Yeah, nobody's
bonus rewards
nobody's getting
into the hard mode. Good in concept, but if you're trying to sell people on slicing and the fact that it's not going to just destroy your gameplay, yeah, you did a really bad job. Because
nobody's getting any goddamn salvage.
I got a total of 7 pieces of salvage out of doing 3 refreshes of energy, and that is on the high end of people.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous.
See, here's the funny thing, though.
Go ahead, Grim.
I get a feeling that with this, it wasn't of a how are we going to make it to where people can get to the 6-dot mods. It was a how can we figure out a way to make money off of this shit? Because now, I bet you anything, tomorrow or sometime next week, there's going to be a mod salvage package in the store tomorrow for $50.
Yep. And it wouldn't surprise me. And that was kind of the point that I was trying to make with the mods, right? If you go from 5 to 6, you only have that one level. There's no gain. When I mean that there's no gain in it for them, is that there's no way for them to monetize it. You upgrade your 5 to 6 mods, and you just slice them up, right?
You introduce
but your
slicing
monetization
from that
only
5A to 6, and then 6E to 6. This other shit.
But now they have 5 to 6E, 6E to 6D, 6D to 6C, then 6B, 6A, then 7E, then 7D. Like, they've made it so now they have monetization into mods for whatever they would consider, which is like the next 10 levels of mods.
That's great.
Because they don't have to introduce 6D immediately.
Yeah, that's great for them.
don't have to
You're not going to.
So
Let me tell you something.
here's the thing.
They're not going to be around, which is part of the
Yeah,
problem.
nobody's going to play the game because nobody wants to spend hours modding when they want to play the fucking game.
Well, also, here's the thing. You spend $400 to 7-star a character, and now you have to spend $400 more to mod the character. That's what it is.
I understand CG has to make a profit, but we have said this before. There are
This is
smart
ridiculous,
ways to make money. This is not fun. I'm telling you, CG, the game's about to collapse. I ain't making that up. People are freaking out right now, and they are just about had enough. Ships put some people already out of the game. We've already seen some of our friends that have already stopped playing, and these are CG. Good job. You had people that has spent thousands of dollars in your game quit. So that happened, and you think this is going to make your game better and more fun? You have lost the concept of why people play this game. I want to know who the fuck you're talking to. You know what? I offer my services free of charge. We did it in a joke in the past time. Me and Finn are here, full time at your disposal, to tell you.
I'll put this out there though. If they want to keep the slicing system, right? And again, I understand why they did it, although I do not like it necessarily. But if they want to keep the current system, all they need to do is really increase the rate of slicing to allow people to get to 5A more regularly. Because where you make your money moving forwards on mods, which is all this is, if you look at the way they've designed this mods, it is a way for them to understand how they're like create a system for them to make more money on mods moving forward, which is fine. That's planning for the future. That's trying to find ways for them to make money. I don't have any issues with that. I don't think this is the best way. But if they increase the rate at which you get slicing materials, right, then you can start slicing all of your mats or all of your mods up to 6E. And then everybody will be on an even playing field starting at 6E. And then you can move to 6D and make money on 6D. You can have it just like you did Gear 12 Plus. You can put it in the raids in the top 2 tiers. And then if you want to, you can also sell packs in order to let people go from 6E to 6D. Like, that's where you'll end up making your money. What you're doing right now with this ridiculously low drop rate and then putting the final thing of 6E kind of out there already is making it so people feel that they have to get to 5A in order to get to 6E, and then feeling frustrated because they have to spend almost probably a month of doing 3 energy refreshes in order to get even the number of materials needed in order to get a mod even from blue to gold in order to get to 6E. And I think that's where they've done themselves a disservice. They really, really, really need to increase the drop rate and just make it more fluid in order to get to 5A. I don't know why they're being so restrictive on this.
Even if it is more fluid, Finn, it's still a time sink. Listen, one of the biggest...
It won't be if they include it in other spots. Remember, they're adding a new energy altogether.
Finn,
No, seriously, they're adding a new energy altogether.
I don't play this game to sit there on my mod screen and fuck around with mods.
You don't have to. So if they made the drop rate really easy, right, you have this new mod energy that's coming out. So let's just start there, right? You're going to have a different energy. You don't have to decide between Cantina and mods. Fine. Then they're introducing a new table in the mod battles. In the mod battles, they'll probably give you some, I'm assuming they're not going to give you like 1 dot and 2 dot mods. They'll give you like the better mods, right? And they've already shown that they're trying to make the acquisition of mods a little bit easier by dropping the prerequisite characters on the challenges. So in this new mod level that you're getting on the mod battle table, where you're getting slicing materials, they should be giving you mods as well. And if you get mods, so now you're just farming mods and you're getting materials. Even for the more advanced player, as long as you're getting slicing materials at a reasonable rate, all you're going to be thinking about is, okay, let me start with my arena characters and just level up these mods. Let me go to the next character and level up these mods. Yeah, you're not going to be thinking about how to ration it as long as you get the materials.
This shouldn't even be a discussion. Whoever came up with this concept,
well,
dumb.
This is just one more nail in the let's get our player base burnt out quicker on the game.
Good God.
That's all it's going to do.
I want some other, let's get some other perspective.
What do you think, Ouchie?
Yeah, Ouchie, and then we're going to go to Mike.
I think the first mistake that they ever did with mods first and foremost is like letting you be able to max things without being a detriment to other abilities. Like if you max out someone's protection or tankiness in one game, it slows their speed, right? Or there's like pluses to certain ability boosts, but they have like a paired negative. That doesn't have anything to do with this current issue. That was just my first problem with mods, but even then I was like, this is just gonna suck. The biggest thing that I see right now, one, the update dropped in the middle of the night, and there was an update in the forum earlier yesterday, right, where they could have said, oh, and by the way, tonight we're adding this. Right. Or was it yesterday? And they didn't, which was really strange. It came out like an hour after Eastern Coast time zone reset, so a lot of people had already spent their energy on their hard nodes and stuff. And also, it's only for people level 80 and up, and they've never said that anywhere either. It's like people who are below level 80 can't even do this bonus drop thing right now, and there are people who are going to need it. You know, those people need to stock up too. Why is that even a thing?
I don't. You're asking me to explain stupid, and I can't. I really can't. Mike, you've been holding your tongue. Go get Sweary Daughter. I need a Sweary Daughter.
Oh, yeah. She's full at the moment, so she's quite placid. It's only every other 3 words that's a swear word.
Yeah, that's not going to
work. The thing I'm kind of picking up on immediately is that from the resources option, they've removed all the mod packs, which screams to me that they don't want to be inundated with ticket requests for refunds from all the whales that have been blowing thousands on mods.
Well, they had mentioned that the reason they took the mod packs out, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that it had 4-dot mods, and since the 4-dot mods were going to be, there wasn't a post about that, so we knew that was why.
But that's been there from the get-go, hasn't it? I mean, that was a slap in the face to anyone that spent crystals in anyway on those. Is what the fuck is this? You know, I've just spent crystals, and you're giving me 4-dot crap. What? But then that extends then to the actual mod farming. You have to have 5 characters at a certain star rating, and you can get grey 3-dot mods for your rewards, for your investment in the characters to be able to do the challenges to get to the highest tier that was available, and then you get majority of the mods that drop from there are grey. Lots of 3 and 4 dots, and then it's greens and the occasional blue. Once in a blue moon, it's a purple, and if you're very lucky, you might get a gold drop, but it won't show speed.
Sure.
Invariably. You know, it's all gauged, it's all set against us. We're going to give you tons of crap. We're going to set limits on everything, so you're going to have to start selling this stuff. We know you don't know what it is, so chances are you've got rid of a load of gems that you didn't even know you had. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make it 10 times more complicated. I joked earlier on that I'm aware there are a lot of OCD players. There are a lot of them, you know, that have to have everything as such. Mm-hmm. And I do wonder how they're going to cope with the next 7 days of having to, each time they look at their roster, it's a rainbow of colours.
It bugs me.
How is that, Finn?
Yeah, it's bugging you already. How many hours? We're talking hours, yeah? And they said that the earliest is coming is next week. Now,
can I say it's not even the colors that bother me though? The colors aspect is a little like off-putting, but the more annoying part is that there's almost no easy way to see that you're level 15 mods. And I mean, it's you have to go into it, and this is one of those things that eventually you'll just get used to seeing it. It's just because it's new, but it is kind of annoying that I was remodding this morning and I couldn't figure out which of my mods are level 15 without actually like going into them. That was the more frustrating part than the colors.
Mm. I've got to be honest, I haven't upgraded any mods yet, but I've seen some people saying that if you upgrade a blue, what happens now is the third and fourth stats drop in, and the first two remain static. So
yeah, that was expected.
This is just fucking stupid. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It just
But that part we knew about though, Ranger. That's the part that I was making like videos. But this is the part that I've got to
stress. Listen, it's a fundamental. I don't know how CG does so many good things and then go and just fuck it up. I don't get it, because there's some wonderful people over there. Some really, and I love the people over there.
It's very frustrating.
But someone over there is making decisions that I'm just like, no.
It's do you not like your player base?
Do you really not listen to your player base? You know, one of the things is quality. I could be wrong, but just the fact that we have to go through this one is just ridiculous. There should have been. It's a simple transition. If you have your mods that you've already invested into 5.8 level 15, if they had gone from right that point and said you need slicing materials to take them to 6E, and then these are the stats you get for 6E, and then you'll need more slicing material for the future. Nobody, not me, I would have been like, that is actually, I'm fine with that. I really am. Because that makes sense. Like, that's a smart way of doing it. Instead of just throwing 6-dot mods out there, you can take the mods that you've already worked hard for, right? From that 5.15A mod that you spent a fortune on and farming and going through mod after mod farm, trying to get these mods. You get it to that level, you spent 486,000 credits on it, and now you can take it to that 6. You got to farm the materials. Maybe the drop rate bothered me a little bit, but I've been like, okay, it's the next progression, right? It's just like gear 12 plus, right? It's the next progression, right? If they had gone from right there to 6E, and then, like Finn said, 6E to 6D, 6C, nobody would complain, right? Nothing. Yeah. It would have been like, that's actually okay. I like that. That's really smart, right? Because you take something existing that we already worked hard on to make it a little bit better. We got to do some work for it, but we don't really care. It's like 12. It's like 12 plus gear. Got to do a little work for it, but it's worth it, right? It's just a progression of the game. This shit, it's like, I'm sorry. This feels like, how can we milk these fuckers for everything they're worth?
Because theoretically, there's a beta testing thing going on, right? Aren't people saying in those programs that this is bad?
We can't speak about the beta program.
Well, I'm not saying, they have said there is one, because they said that if you want to be in it, sign your name on this list. So there is one. So what are these people just directly telling CG? They can't be telling them that this is a good idea.
We're not.
So they're just not listening?
They must not be listening, because anyone in their right mind would have told them,
You want some coffee? Let's get some coffee while they discuss this.
I know Ranger and Finn can't talk about it, but anyone within their right mind must have told CG that this is a bad idea.
They don't listen.
And they just didn't listen to him, apparently.
Nope.
Couldn't they start it off with something really small, like just the sort feature, right? Can we just sort the mods that we have? Can we just start
that stuff's really good. Like, some of this is what I'm saying. They do some stuff that you're just like, that's really good. And like, the mod sets and stuff, I was like, yes, finally, you're listening to the community. Great stuff. That stuff is really good. So I know that they're capable of doing some really fantastic things in this game. And then you go over here and you're like, well, we just dumpster fired the rest of this shit. So it's like,
well, you know the old strategy of compliment sandwiching, right? You do something good, then you say something bad, then you say something good again. That's kind of what they, I think, are trying to do with mods, because they've slowly released stuff with mods. They told everyone in a forum post that, we're giving you extra time in order to level up your mods, because the changes are coming to how mods are going to level. And then they introduced this. So now this is the bad, which means probably the next thing coming out soon is going to be mod loadouts. And then you're going to be like, oh, mod loadouts is good. And then you don't think as much of the slicing.
No, I ain't dropping this one.
I'm not saying you will. I'm just saying that's like the strategy in order to try and make it so like things that are going to be perceived as bad don't feel as bad, because it's a compliment sandwich. It's surrounded by good things, so you may end up not feeling as bad about it, as if it was like a sequence of bad things that'll just make you feel worse.
Nope.
But therein brings another thing that, you know, the track record of new things being introduced in game that have bugs with them, and the length of time and the duress it causes the player base whilst that's taking place. I'm sorry, but I see this whole Modgate thing is going to be a clusterfuck from start to finish. They've
really
proven
bad.
that by how they've introduced it today. Why go through all the why go through all the rigmarole of kind of we want to have better say, we want we want to hear your thoughts, and we want to interact with you more and more, and then we're going to launch stuff that's going to screw you over and not make any announcements other than the fact that a little bit of script on why the game's restarted.
So communication aspect is definitely one part of this, Mike. But let me just throw this out there, though.
They have been doing a really good job.
Can
of
you imagine
communication.
how much worse
this
would be?
Too.
Can you imagine how much worse this would be, though, if they released all of mods 2.0 at once? Just think about it for a second. If they didn't do this in pieces so far,
I don't have a problem with that either. I don't
every
have a problem.
change
Yeah,
of
that's
mod
not an
2.0
issue.
came out.
Yeah, that's a great point. I don't have a problem with how the communication's been good, and the release has been fine, right? It's just the concept, and once it hits you, and then the drop rates being so shitty, it's just a double whammy that you just look at like.
It is, but
yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I really don't want you to,
because I'm not a big fan of it either. But
you sound like you kind of are a fan. I'm gonna have Audrey kick your ass here soon. I told you what was gonna happen.
We know about we've said it before with like the raids, right? It's better for them to come out and make it more difficult, right? And then tone it back a little bit afterwards, because you never want to be in a position where you're taking something away from the players, right? So even with beta testing and all that stuff, they've released the mods in this current way. They've released these bonus rewards, and the drop rates are awful. So now they're at a point where they're probably, and I know they are, getting a lot of feedback saying that the drop rates of the slicing is awful. All of my mods are changing color. I can't recognize it. The mod color part, while it is a little bit confusing right now, I think that'll eventually wear off. That's kind of just the new look. And anytime you kind of change an interface, it always has that. The functionality and the drop rate of the slicing is a whole different issue. So what if now they come back tomorrow and say, starting with your next reset, the drop rates of the slicing materials and the bonus, because remember, the bonus rewards is there for 6 days. It's not just there for 1 day, it's here for 6 days. So what if they come out tomorrow and like, we heard you guys and we are upping the drop rate of the slicing. You will be guaranteed at least one slicing salvage per attempt from now on.
It's a little door in the face technique that I remember when I brought that up a few weeks ago, where you start out with like an extreme unacceptable option and then come back later and say, oh, well, we'll release it a little bit as an apology. And then everybody's okay, thank you. When in fact, what you actually end up getting is still bad.
I'm not saying it's bad, right? But people will feel like they're listening and they're doing a little bit more. They could very easily put, just because because the drop rates were so bad, they could send you one of the slicing materials that you need in order to take a 5A to 6E. They can just put that in your inbox to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. I mean, they've done this kind of stuff before, and it seems to be their strategy now, which is that they make things so bad, so unbearable, and then they're like, okay, we listen to you and we'll make these changes, which on its face isn't bad, although there was no reason for them to get to this point.
Well, it's like we're in a freaking abusive relationship with CG. They smack us around and then drop a twink in your face and, okay, we'll come back. I mean, seriously, eventually, we're going to be like, oh, fuck you, CG, we're not coming back.
Madness.
You can only take so much before it's like, say, the end.
I'm not making this up. People message me there. I'm done. They're like saying we want to quit. I'm like, oh fuck. And then it's like,
just really quick. So Stama is saying that we don't even know how many we need to slice. They basically gave us that in some of the screenshots.
Yeah,
you need like 60 salvage to get from purple to gold. in 5. Not even 5A to 6E. Just to get from 5B to 5A, you need about 60 salvage plus
Jesus
some
Christ.
and stuff.
So
we have a
in
general
about
idea.
3 light years, you might have a full gold set.
On all your characters.
Unless you drop
Yeah.
$400.
Right. If you drop money, then you can get ahead. Now, if this is what you want to keep even the whales are like, I don't want to spend money on this.
The problem is even
I mean,
spending
it's
money
just-
at this point isn't getting them anything.
No.
Even if they did every single refresh of regular energy in order to try and get the salvage for the slicing materials from hard nodes, they would still not even have probably enough to get a gray to a green. It's that poor right now. It's awful.
I think I know what's going on here. They hired some of the guys from MSF to come over and do stuff for them.
Word?
Because the MSF guys seriously fucked over their player base.
Mm.
Maybe CG's like, oh, hey, they can get away with it. Why can't we?
I just, God damn it, man. You know what's sad? You know what's sad is I was given an assignment for my marketing eco class, right? And it was like pick a product that you use and explain why you like it and use it so much. I picked Galaxy Heroes. Even though I ran a lot, there's still a lot about this game that I like. And one of the things I did put in there was a community, right? That was one of the big things, right? So I listed all the good things and then I listed some of the negatives and stuff. But, you know, we want this game to be successful. Why? Because we're Star Wars fans. We like the game concept. We've been playing this game for damn near 3 years. We don't ask for much, and the changes that you do are positive. I mean, we're always considered the dark horse of the YouTube community because we do shit like this where we cuss and stuff, but there's a purpose behind it. I don't just rant because I'm having a temper tantrum. CG, pull your head out of your ass and listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to save your game because I've always said this and I mean it. I'm here for the community. The community speaks to us, and then I look at what's happening too, and then I let you know how the base feels about what you are doing. Not because it gives me pleasure or because I'm an asshole. It's because I want you to wake up and realize that some of the things that you're listening to are causing you to lose people in this game. We've already lost some good people that were playing this game because they're tired of some of the changes. They don't work for them. It's too convoluted, and it's just ridiculous. You know, we want the game to be away. You know, when Ewok was a bad one, that dude, God, you lost
Ewokin and Ghost.
Right.
Ghost left again. You know,
there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that are coming into the game and like coming back and realizing the complications and leaving again. And
you know, going back on what they were talking about, wanting to get more people into mods. This is not a way to get people into mods. This is a way to make them ignore them even more.
Can you imagine a new player coming into this shit?
Okay, I think we need to break and do the roster review, Ranger.
Let's do a roster review. Yes. All right.
Let's take a break from this. We'll end up coming back, and I'll get.
With that, I'm gonna bow out. I gotta head out of the house.
All right.
Thanks for having me
sharing
around.
your thoughts, Alchie.
There'll be more to come.
By.
Yes, there will.
Yes.
I do want to make a.
That's what she said.
I just want to do a special shout out. JV420 just donated $60 to the PayPal account so I can get the Han Solo pack. And I want to thank you, JV420. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. See, this is what I love about the community. They do stuff like this. These are very nice, wonderful, hardworking people that love this game, love the community, and they do stuff like that. And it makes you feel good about being a human being. Just very kind, very giving. So JV420, special shout out to you, my friend. I really appreciate it. You're an awesome dude. And I will do that after we do the roster review, as I will get the money and we will buy the pack live on the stream. This is the least I can do. And I'm sorry that maybe my rants get a little crazy, but, you know, I'm passionate about the game. You know, I do this for other games too, but this one has a special place. This is Star Wars. I hold this to a higher standard, you know. And I've done some rants like this on EA. Don't get me started on Battlefront. They're just dropping the ball all over that. But we don't live stream about Star Wars other than when we're talking about it when we're playing the game. So it kind of gets lost. So it's a little bit different here because it's more reactionary as, you know, we're playing it. So, all right. So let's talk about Zem420's profile. Zem, I apologize that you happened to catch the day that the shit went down. I really do apologize. We're going to devote everything.
But we haven't forgotten. We're still getting it in.
Yeah. So we had a 420 donate. And we got a 420 roster review.
Word?
I'm kind of
Nice.
scared to look at mods now.
Galaxy of Titans. Well, you know what? We can't look at mods right now. Well, we can. So
We will. They
yeah,
look the same. They just have different colors, but we'll go through that.
Oh
It's fine.
God! So Galaxy of Titans 3 is his guild. So shout out to Galaxy of Titans 3. Let's see here. He is looking for. I put it in a Skype. Can you read it for me?
Yeah. So he's looking for Arena, Ships Arena, Sith Raid, and Next Zeta, and then mods.
All right. So let's start with Arena. Arena. This has got to be a mod issue.
Potentially.
Or a Zeta issue. Let's look at EP.
Yeah.
It could be a Zeta issue. It could be a mod issue, or it could just be a server issue. I'm hoping he's not on a really old shard that's just filled with Treyas, because otherwise he may have some difficulty climbing.
For now,
but
but you can always
Ew.
if you stay focused and get the characters, then you can get caught up in Arena.
Mhm.
I heard it.
Yeah, it's definitely a mod issue. His EP speed is 170.
That's not going to cut it. Well, I'm gonna look at his Thrawn while you're looking at his EP.
I'm okay with the slower EP, but how
Not
fast
that
is his
slow.
Thrawn?
Come
How
on.
fast is his
His
Thrawn?
Vader is 230.
That's fine. You can go with the slow
Thrawn's
Vader.
okay.
But what's his Thrawn?
Thrawn is
is
254.
254.
That's not bad. I mean, 260 or higher is what you want. So
Okay.
not too bad on Thrawn.
228 on
He may
Sonic.
not just have the mod. So I don't know if it's. I'm looking at his.
We'll
trying
go
to
with
get
his
to
overall
mod.
mods, because if we're seeing mods in other places that could be on his routine, then we need to do some modding.
Yeah. So he looks like. Let's see. Okay, so he's definitely not super optimized. Yeah, he's not optimized with his speed mods. He's thrown a lot of them on his good characters, which is good. But he doesn't. It doesn't look like he's taking into account the set bonus as much. So his Vader has a bunch of speed secondaries, but it's not necessarily the fastest.
What's his overall speed on his Vader?
It was 230, you said, Grim?
That's right where it needs to be.
230, I think was, yeah. Let me double check here.
That's okay. Maybe get a little bit faster. If we could find a way to increase his...
230.
I'm using my remodding whiteboard. I'm going to try and see how fast his Thrawn could potentially be.
Yeah,
when you
let's
guys are
at least get his Thrawn going, because if we can get his Thrawn a little bit faster, I think that'll really help him out. The speed on Palpatine... I mean, ideally you want all your characters above 200 for that team, but you definitely want your Thrawn and your Vader kicking some ass.
Does he look like he's forcing set bonuses, Grim, when you're looking at his mods?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks like he's trying to focus on speed sets, which is good.
Really
in
good.
way,
That's
but
really good.
Is he forcing two-piece bonuses, though?
Well, hold on a second. Let's look here.
I'm going through the mods right now, but I can't tell for sure if he's forcing any kind of
On Vader, he's got the force set of health, but that's the only set on
Okay.
Vader.
So he's not super focused on that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check. He's not forcing two-piece mods.
I mean,
I think he may have acquired a lot of mods recently, because I'm looking, for example,
I think
his Thrawn.
Yeah, I think the one piece we need to look at is the cross with the speed. It only has 5. It has protection on it, but
Yes, and he has a +9 speed that's currently on First Order Officer. So I think he may have just acquired a bunch of speed.
Sure.
I'm guessing, and I don't know if I don't think he's in the chat, but if he is, he can message or we can talk to him afterwards. It looks like he's just recently acquired a bunch of mods, and that's part of the reason why they're kind of scattered.
Yeah,
So
a tip
we may
for
just-
modding,
So-
if you
so,
get a mod,
no.
a tip for modding, if you get a mod that's really good, always look at your PvP team first. Can this replace one of these other mods, and then move that off to the side, and then go look at your other characters. That's the way you kind of do it when you're farming. Because anytime I get a mod that gets above 10, I'm going, okay, can I use this on my arena team? Let me go look real quick. No? Okay, what's the next team I want to look
Like
at?
Grande says about mods, if you get a good one that you like, the lock button is your best friend.
Yeah.
Lock it and then search your arena team to see if you can use it. Then go go down the line.
I've just sorry, I was
Mike.
scrolling through. He's got a +11 and where's the other one? A +13 on Royal Guard secondaries.
That could probably go on his Scion, I bet.
That could go on his Scion or
What kind of mod is
earlier
it?
about a slow.
Speed?
It's
Or
no.
Health?
No, they're not speed. It's defense.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I get, but I mean, I think my Nihilus at the moment has got like 4 defense mods on him just because they've got the speed there. Speed is the first thing.
Well, he's also got plus 12 speed secondary and a plus 13 speed secondary, one on R2 and one on Biston that are the crosses.
Well, R2 not so much, but Biston.
Yeah, Biston. Yeah. So
or you can remove the one from R2, put it on Thrawn, and then take the one off Biston, put it on R2. You know, so
no, his mods are going to be a lot different. I'm calculating it right now in order to speed up his Thrawn.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a reasonable set here.
Yeah,
I'll detail it, and then if you haven't watched the mod video that I put out, make sure you watch it in terms of optimizing speed, and then you can message me afterwards, Zem too, and see if you get the same results based on what your current mods are. But I'm calculating out your speed right now in terms of what your Thrawn would become if you switch the mods, as I'll recommend here in a second. I'm just trying to make sure I have the...
And one other thing that we need to take into account is he's 1.4 mil GP, so he's a relatively newer player.
Yeah.
So he won't have access to the...
Okay.
Wow, he does have a Gear 12 Chirrut, though.
Very nice.
Nice focus.
That's a good choice for your first Gear 12, actually.
He's an easy one to get to Gear 12 too, which is nice.
It's not too bad.
So he could get his Thrawn up to 268.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, that's really good.
For that one, by the way, Zem, just so you know, and again, if you watch the video and you try to go through your mods in the same way, what you would end up with is you would take your square mod off of Darth Nihilus, your arrow off of Darth Nihilus, your diamond off of, you can keep that on Thrawn, you have the right one there. Your triangle would be off of Vader, your circle would be off Nihilus, and your cross mod would be off Vader. And so if you modded Thrawn with those, your speed should become 268.
Which is really nice.
And then you have, your issue is going to be modding. And then if you're able to kind of go through that same process with your other ones, you'll be able to speed optimize. Speed optimization wise, you're probably looking at Thrawn being your fastest, followed by Scion, Nihilus. And then you could go either Vader or Emperor Palpatine, whichever one you prefer. At that point, it doesn't matter, but both of them still you want to focus on speed. But I think, yeah, it is largely a mod issue. I'm going to ask you to do something, Grim, and I'm hoping it's not going to be bad. Go to his ships and make sure that his pilots have 5-dot mods on them. I'm afraid.
Man, I really wish it would show his fleet comp.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, it's hard to. But we can look and see, make sure that they do have, 15.
But yeah, I'll check
Yeah, his ally code would be probably pretty checky in game. You can just pop in his ally.
Yeah, let me go in game really quick. He did post his ally code in GG, so I'll check really quick.
5-dot mods level 15 on Big, so I'm guessing he probably does on all the rest.
That's good.
That's really
as long
good.
as so he has that, so I'm okay with that, checking every single one. Okay, so searching his ally code. Okay, so he's running Executrix, Biggs, TIE Fighter Pilot, and TIE Slicer. So he's not running TIE Advanced. How does his TIE Advanced look?
6-star. No, that's not what I want to click. Hold on a second.
So I think he needs to replace his TIE Slicer right now.
Well,
He needs
Slicer's
more
really
target
good, but yeah.
Yeah, but not with the bigs. You need target locks. You need lots and lots of target locks in order to keep your bigs alive. Staying alive.
Yeah, I definitely work on TIE Advanced on that one.
Oh, God.
It's still good even at base unlock simply because of his you can't evade it.
Yeah.
And since he's using Vader in his arena team, he'll always have the 5-dot mods on that. So
Yeah, so I think you want to consider switching your starting lineup, Zem, to having TIE Advance, because you need target locks in order to keep bigs alive and recovering protection. So I think you need to switch that, and then in looking at your other ships, and not going through every single pilot though, I think Sunfac is one you'll want to bring in off of reinforcements, so you may want to level him up. It is a really clutch thing to have a stunner coming off of the bench with an ability to stun a second character. Because Sunfac, when he comes in,
all
he
5
stuns.
mods on that.
Okay, so that's good. So Sunfac, I think, is one ship you want to consider having more regularly in your lineup. I see he's level 75, so I would say work on that ship. It'll also help you a little bit later on once you start working on Geos, which I know is down the line for you. It's not something you have to work on now, but just down the line.
Yeah, he does have access, like his Geo Soldier Starfire's 3-star. He doesn't even have the spy one unlocked.
Yeah. So it's not anything.
But he does have Sunfax at 5-star, level 75.
I also noticed he doesn't have Hound's Tooth unlocked. If you are struggling against,
it may not have updated.
Yeah, it may have not updated, but if you don't have it, right, and you're struggling against geocomps, it might be worth it for you to just put some into Hound's Tooth. You don't have to necessarily go crazy on Bosk. Bosk is a good character, but even just having Hound's Tooth available to you may help you kind of beating some of those geo squads. So that's something to consider as well.
That's a really good chip.
I'm looking at some of his stuff here. So he's got BB-8, but he does not have JTR. His Finn's only 5 stars, so that's one farm you needed to keep on. And then I'm looking at his vets. If GG will cooperate.
Oh, right, because I think BB-8 just started earlier today, right? So he may have just gotten it.
No, I think it's year 8 with 7 stars. So, let's see.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't have Jedi Training Ray, right, then he might have gotten it before, but he may have also gotten it today.
Wow.
Yeah.
4-star veteran Han.
Ooh.
That's why.
Veteran.
Okay. So yeah,
Chewie's
he probably just started working on them.
Yep.
Which is understandable. At least he's working on
time. So you need to take. So the best way to do this is take one to 5-star, then go get the other one to 5-star. Take one to 6-star, get the other one to 6-star. Right. So I would say your priority is Finn. Where's Finn farmed at? I just went blank.
He has a cantina and he has a guild store, if I remember correctly.
Right,
so he's
guild
not
store. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He's on a hard mode, isn't he, dude?
He has a hard note also. Finn has a few places. He's not a hard character to farm.
Let me look. Now that you've piqued my curiosity, I'm going to go see where we can farm him at.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely cantina. He has a hard note, and if I remember correctly, he's on rotation in the guild store. That's the only one I'm not sure about.
Yeah, he's got
he's
two
like
places.
8A or...
He's got 2 places in cantina.
Light side hard note.
Yeah, 7A. So, and I think the guild store, like you said too. So, that's a party farm. If you're going to go for JTR, now's the time, which I think you started. So we're going to get in these 3 guys up because I'd like to see you get JTR. You know, it'd be kind of cool. Looking to see, does he have CLS? I think he does.
I don't know why it made me chuckle. We need a good laugh. Urban got ready for JTR last time. He had the vet 7-star, but he didn't have Finn but 5-star.
Oh no!
I have not CLS.
Oh, Urban.
All right, so no CLS. Let's look at his characters. He's got R2 though. That's good.
He is your bestest buddy in the whole freaking galaxy.
Urban is awesome, man.
It's like, frickety frack. I don't have Finn, but Finn's not ready.
What's up, dudes? It's your bestest buddy in the whole freaking galaxy.
I got the shirt from Urban in the mail. So
it's awesome,
it's
isn't
amazing.
It?
Oh, nice.
Molly Walking full since 2015.
Shirts.
It's so good.
Have you seen Loki's new shirt for RSG? It says, "You're my favorite, but she's my
favorite, but you're my number 1."
Oh.
How to pimp like Loki. I mean, so his roster is well focused for Zem. He's working on the right characters, it looks like. How's his progress towards CLS? Because CLS is probably coming next month.
He's got some work to do. So he's got to do Luke. He's got to do Open. Leia's done. Stormtrooper Han's done. He's got R2, so he just needs Luke,
Farm Boy, and Obi-Wan. Okay.
Well, Old Ben's
Okay.
out of the Cantina store, right?
No. Cantina nodes.
Cantina, no. Oh boy.
Yeah. So he's a Cantina node, and Farm Boy Luke you can get from the guild store because you have time. He's not. CLS is probably going to be coming next month, and so you have about a month, and that should be enough for you to finish Farm Boy Luke.
And the JTR's coming in October.
More likely than not, it's not official. It's so possible that she comes out with the current BB-8, but I doubt it. So cadence-wise, I think it would make sense that Jedi Training Ray comes in October.
Yeah.
No official announcement. This is just
you can't
deduction.
farm all these cantinas at once, so we want to get them to finish all.
I want to focus on CLS. CLS is coming first.
Yeah, let's get your Luke and your Old Ben taken care of first, then go back and then go back in and finish. You can start with Finn in the store, but Veteran Han Venturi will be after you get Luke, Farm Boy, and Old Ben, so you can at least get CLS. And then hopefully you have enough time to get the vets up.
I'm in the process of doing that for York. He's on 73 of 100 on Luke at the moment, Farm Boy.
You just lost a node too to farm them on, also, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But I don't mind that too much because it's York and he only farms the eight Cantina energy nodes where and whenever possible.
Word?
I do 6 at a time on him. The 48 I can handle. And not much in the way of refreshing. It's like, yeah, that's my daily farm done there. But yeah.
Overall this roster has got some good pieces, so I think we need to do the remodding. We need to focus on CLS tunes first, and go do the veterans. And I think that's where your priority needs to be right now for that. Hard node farms, as part of there's really no hard node farms for those characters other than Finn.
Luke has one now.
Okay, so do Luke there and collect him, and I think he's in guild store as well.
Yeah, he's in guild store, so that'll probably be your main primary thing. You could do his hard node and
do his hard node, get him out of guild store, and then you're gonna go do the same thing with Finn, and then farm the vets after you get Old Ben and Luke. Those are your priority farms. So at least we can give you a shot at trying to get CLS and JTR. Remod your team. You've got a solid team. We just got to get it remodded. Listen to what we said. And if you have questions about those remodding, then let us know, and we'll be more glad to help you out with that. I think we looked at ships. I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, ship's main thing. I think you want to shift TIE Advanced into your starting lineup, your backup, your reinforcements. You can go a little bit tanky with yours just to increase survival until you can get your Executrix to go off. So you're probably looking at a Sunfac, an Umbaran, a Slave 1, and you could put your TIE Slicer in there as well, your TIE Silencer.
Yeah, and if you can, try to work on Houndstooth, because that will help in Arena at base unlock.
It's a good ship.
Especially if you're having problems with Geos, because at base unlock, he can actually last against the Geos.
Yeah.
What about Zetas? Did he want to know his next Zeta?
So I looked at his Zetas. He has his Arena squad, basically Zeta. So he has a Zeta on Nihilus, Scion, Emperor Palpatine, and then I forgot to check which one. He has one on Vader, and I think it might be his
Nihilus,
unique.
you said too?
Yeah, he has Scion and
good.
Nihilus. He has, I think, Vader's lead, Emperor Palpatine's lead, and then he has a lead of Kylo Ren unmasked. So he doesn't have any bad Zetas. I don't know where. I think you want to save for your CLS for his unlock for next month.
Yeah, save for CLS or OG Han.
Yeah, his OG Han needs one potentially as well. His current rank, I think, let me double check. I think it was 44 in fleet. And so he's getting a decent income of fleet, but he's obviously going to be needing to buy some ships and stuff out of the fleet store first before he can spend them on Zetas, which means that his Zeta income is primarily the challenge. And so you're not going to be getting Zetas at a very quick rate until after you're done with the ships. And so I think you want to try and just save them up for more crucial characters. So Han Solo being one of them, CLS being another one of them when it comes out. That'll be 2 that you're going to try and acquire over the next month or so, which I think is more than enough for you at the current rate without making you go overboard. So I think that's where you
places the lotion onto the skin. All right, and if you have more questions, just get with us on our Discord, man. I know that's a lot we threw at you, but it will focus you in a little bit, and I think it'll help you in the long term. If you have questions about your modding or anything about what we said about who to farm and stuff, you can message us directly or just come to the Discord, and we'll be more than glad to help you.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. All right, I'm going to buy this pack, but I need to put up the other screen because I don't want my information getting over the internet. So I'm putting up the RSG Lunch. No, I don't.
Okay, so while Ranger is doing that, let's go ahead and start with some questions, and we can go from there. Xylo1111 question: all my mods change colors. I'm in a panic. What do I do? Okay.
Competitions.
I was going to say Zylo's in your guild with York, isn't he, Mike? I think he's in there with Glenn Bob and
Yep. Yes, he is. Or York is in there with him.
Yes, sir.
Probably the...
So,
you know what? I just thought there is one group of OCD people that this won't affect. The ones that are colorblind.
That's
Shut up, Bria.
No, so I don't know if that's necessarily true. Because a lot of these go through ADA compliance when they do the testing. And so the color that they pick typically have some slight different shade of gray associated with them.
All right, we're ready to. So
the mods are going to be different shades of gray for people.
All right, I'm going to buy it. Here we go. Oh, it's asking for my password. Never mind. Hold on.
All right, everyone, close your eyes while Ranger puts in his password. Okay, so yeah, so with regards to like the colors and stuff, it is going to be a little bit annoying. It's going to take a little bit of time. Make sure that when you, and I know a few people, I was doing this myself. God,
that's a lot. That's a plethora of boxes on the screen, Finn. Thank you again, JV. Thank you, JV420, for this. Really appreciate you. All right.
Now, where's mine?
What do you mean? All right. Emphas. All right. Continue.
Now I need.
Sure.
What the hell? I need a sugar mama. I need someone to buy me.
You have one. It's CG Carey.
Okay. So, with regards to the question, what you're looking at is, so I was doing it earlier. I was trying to remod a little bit before Territory War teams get locked in. So just make sure that you're paying extra attention to the level of the mods. It's not as easy to see them now. You can't just associate it with the gold color. So when you look at your mods, make sure you are specifically checking for the level. You can also check that based on the color of the lines that are going around on your mods. So if you see any blue lines, that means some of your mods are not level 15. But that's only if you have a set bonus, so that may not show up otherwise. So just be more conscious about the levels. That's pretty much the main thing. Ignore the colors for now. Just focus on the level, the number. Hermit Mulgrim. Question: now that the mod upgrade changes are out, can I go back to farming Cantina nodes, or should I still farm mods? I mean, farm mods if you need mods. Their rate of upgrades isn't going to be as good, so you don't have to farm mods now in order to try and get mods before the changes occur. But if you need mods, farm mods. But yeah, I'm back in Cantina. I'm not doing ships, my speed mods anymore. Kazekage too easy. Question: Ranger, is the hate flowing through you?
In a big way.
Nathaniel Morgan. Question: when is the RSG North Carolina meetup?
When do you want it to be?
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM? Okay.
Yeah, soon, TM.
Okay, back.
Makwa. I think that's a new person. I don't recognize that name before, so...
Makwa?
Who asked the Carolina question? I'm sorry.
That was Nathaniel Morgan.
Okay. Excuse me.
Makwa. Question: should I Zeta Embo's unique or Bosk lead or unique? Already got Embo lead. So I'm assuming you're kind of on the whalier end of spending, so you have these characters at 7-star. In that situation, it depends on where you plan on using Embo. Because if you're using him in the raid, his unique is fairly decent. But if you're trying to create a good squad for him, then I prefer Bosk. But Embo not being able to be crit is a nice addition just to his survival. It's not necessary. I would say the Bosk lead is the one that you probably want, just depending on whether or not you're switching kind of where you're planning on using it. What's up, Grim?
Yeah, depending on where you use it, Embo's unique makes him massive pain in the backside to kill. Yeah. You'll be lucky if you could damage him enough to get, past his ability to regenerate protection.
But don't put him on a team with GK and Bears. All right. Next question is from Nathaniel Morgan. Question: are the hard node slicing mat drop rates indicative of the future mod battle drop rates? God, I hope not, because that would turn people off.
I mean, the drop rates on the reinforcements. Yeah, I mean, the reinforcement drop rates were absolute trash before they moved them to ships finally. So
they're still not all that great in ships. It's just a different energy.
Yeah,
making you not. It doesn't. You don't feel it as much as when you're using Cantina energy. So
I think it's just a lot better than a mega drop. So maybe that's what it is.
We put things all relative to what else we're using from it. So
good call.
Next question, 26 Rogue question. Any tips on keeping tunes alive in Phase 1 Heroic Sith Raid? All are Gear 12 plus. All Zetas can time the kill by Nihilus fairly reliably, but peeps keep dying. Thanks.
Multi-tool on BB-8, or take out somebody and put in Visas or Hermit Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what team you're running. I'm assuming you're running the team with Scavenger Ray and Resistance Trooper. And if you find that dying is an issue, you might want to switch to a Visas or Hermit Yoda, like Chrome said. Other than that, I mean, you're just kind of trying to... The one you want to watch is his Drain Force, because that's the one that ignores protection and does damage straight to health. So regardless of kind of what you have available, he'll just attack you straight. And you kind of want to make sure that your health isn't going to go low as a result of an AoE drain. That's usually what ends up killing people.
Zeta Barris works. I've seen some people use her in that ping call.
Yep. Question, Neo Venom 3. Ranger, why do you hate the two Forever people that look alike? Sorry.
Listen, I don't hate the Eternal Twins. I play the Old Republic game through the whole content, and I think they're great characters. I mean, I think they really are, and they were part of the storyline, and they were really good. And I thought that the cinematic that first introduced them, I think, is one of the best cinematics in Star Wars history, right? It's just ridiculous. I get asked 500 questions about them every day.
Well, he did say, remember, bourbon's on me if we ever meet IRL. So.
Huh?
He said bourbon's on him if you guys ever meet up.
Oh, yeah, trust me, man. I'm all about that shit.
That's a good way of getting Ranger to talk about the Eternal Twins.
Okay.
It's like a towel.
If he already ranted once for the day.
Right.
All right. Next question from Mr. Penny Pinch. It's not really a question, but he was like, I was going to actually send you $60 for the solo pack. JP beat me to it.
Well, you still can, send it to me. I'll get the pack for you.
No, he don't like me.
He does need the Bosk and Horny Toad pack. I call it the Horny Toad. I can't never remember what the hell the damn name of the ship is.
Houndstooth. Houndstooth.
Houndstooth, yeah. It's, Horny Toad just comes.
Say it with me. Say it 5 times fast.
No. Next question, Nathaniel Morgan. Aren't we overreacting to mods 2.0? Weren't people just as salty when mods came out in the first place, irrespective of Modgate? I don't think people
we were salty about
upset.
Modgate. So originally what we were salty, not mods themselves, right? You go back and listen to the rants. It was, they introduced 6 and 7 dot mods, which a lot of us had gotten, right? And then they decided to pull all that back, and basically all the work we had done had been screwed, right? I think that's what we were most pissed about. Right, there was a couple other things, but it wasn't the actual mod
and
itself.
The initial crazy mod stats that they started out with.
Right, it was a dumpster fire, but not.
Wait, you mean you didn't like the 150,000 protection Royal Guards?
The problem was
I did because I had them. Then it was like
the problem that I had with mods at the beginning, and I stand by that now because we see it even more so. The problem people had with mods was that you were basically working on just speed in order to get your team faster. Like, people realized that as soon as it came out, right? That it was quickly becoming all about speed and getting those speed secondaries. I really wish they didn't introduce speed as a stat on mods, because that would really go towards the customization of characters a lot more. Like, you know that one person's Kenobi is the same as another person's max out Kenobi. But who is the one that focused more on health? Who is the one that focused more on protection? Who is the one that did more crit chance all of a sudden with Kenobi just because they wanted to? Or they added more damage on their Han or something like that, right? They made it so everything is basically a speed grind. It's not really going to change in Arena as a result of mods 2.0. We saw something similar happen with the Gear 12 Plus, right? They added 12 extra speed as a result of the two pieces. It kind of changes the way Arena runs, and people are upset because now they've kind of skewed the way that the Sith Raid payouts are. And so it really is more, I think, the aspect of speed. Now, for mods 2.0, it's just because they're changing the entire system that we had underneath us. They're changing the way mods are leveled.
Something that was working just fine and broke it.
Right, because I mean they're changing the way mods are leveling. They're changing the fact that now they're introducing mod 6 dots, which is fine, but the way that they're introducing it, you now have to farm materials that aren't dropping. So now in order to get 6 dot mods, it's a crazy amount of time, assuming these drop rates are indicative of what the final drop rates are. Again, that's not for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. And in that case, the drop rates are so low that you're not going to get enough mats to upgrade even a blue mod to a 5A outside of like a couple weeks. And so if you take into account that you have 6 dots on every single 6 mods on every character, and you have like 170 characters or something now in game, and the fact that they're releasing like 3 to 5 new characters every month, like, being able to keep up with your mods going to 6 dot is not going to be easy. Even for someone like Grande, who talks about the fact that all of his mods are gold on his characters. So I think it's not an overreaction necessarily to the changes. It's just what changes they're making. Then I don't think they're moving in a good direction here. And this is coming from somebody that's obsessed with mods, so just throwing that out there.
You are obsessed with mods.
Nathaniel Morgan question: why is there still no explanation of how 6 dot mods affect ships? Forget about that for a second. What if there's a change in the power of a character as you go from 5? I haven't checked it yet by moving mods around to my characters, but is there a difference between if you have a 5D and a 5A mod on a character? I don't think so. I think anything that's 5 dot level 15 is all that matters, but I haven't actually tried it yet. You know what? I'm going to do it right now while on stream. Okay, so...
for ships?
Well, so the ships, the pilot, the stats of the ship changes based on the power of the character, and including the mods as well. So I'm changing it. I'm going to change it right now while we're on stream just to see. So my Kylo Ren's command shuttle is at 44,393 power. I'm going to change my First Order Stormtroopers mods. I'm going to change his square from a purple to a gold. And let me see if his power changes. So my First Order Stormtroopers power did not change. My Kylo Ren's command shuttle didn't change. So it looks like slicing, at least within 5s, is not going to have a change in power. It'll mainly just be the...
6E.
Just 6E. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did increase it with 6E. But there you go. And
very nice.
Then let's see. Doja-san question: can we dub summer of 2018 the summer of scoundrels?
Word?
Yes, I agree. I think that's a valid name for it. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Oh yeah, we got a few more questions. Doja-san question: we'll do a few more questions here because we ranted a lot at the beginning. Question: is there ever going to be, or if there's ever going to be an RSG meetup, will there be hookers and blow there? Depending on how much money we make at that time.
Right. If we make a fortune, guys, trust me, the mansion will be bought. Hookers and blow for everyone. Welcome to
I'll bring the blow.
You bring the lead. Get out of here.
I mean, I've got connections. I say Finity could be the hooker. I'll bring the blood. We'll
Okay,
be
well,
good.
see, that's yeah.
Why am I the hooker? What the hell?
I don't know because
I would be an
you
awful hooker.
intimidated me in D&D, and I'm not going to let you live that down.
I did what?
You intimidated me in D&D. I ain't letting you live that down.
Oh yeah, my gnome is awesome that way. Okay, hand
The
sandwiches.
only one he
question.
can't intimidate is McCarvin, because McCarvin's intimidation.
I haven't tried, nor have I had to.
Well, I wouldn't recommend
McCarvin's
it because
awesome.
he'll resist the snot out of you, and he'll probably use you.
I don't know. It might be interesting to see what happens there. But,
You can try. See what happens. I
hand
specifically rolled some stats so you couldn't.
hand sandwiches. Question: my mods change color. Should I put in a ticket to EA? You know, part of me wants to say yes and just to see how
God.
EA does,
I
how
would.
like what their response is.
That's a good idea.
I think it would be pretty interesting.
I would hate to be Carrie today. Is all I would got to say.
No, God bless it. I adore. There's some people in CG. I mean, Gary. I adore.
Yeah, because
Carrie.
she's so sweet.
She's
and
so
awesome.
amazing. She's so awesome, and you know.
Because she was probably sitting in the background going like, guys, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
Because Carrie
Okay, well,
is a gamer, and she knows, and you know, but she's just one part of the cog. I mean, people think Carrie,
Yeah.
you know, she's one part of the cog, and she can only do so much. So, God bless
My
her.
guess is Carrie probably went, this is a bad idea, and one of the higher ups said, we don't care. Put it out anyways.
Mhm.
yeah. I hate it for all the.
It was out of her
backlash.
hands.
You know, a lot of the other guys are there that we've had the privilege of talking to. Really wonderful people. You know, Rant, this is not a personal attack on any of them. It really isn't.
No,
Just the
no, not
knucklehead
at
that
all.
came up with this, because I want to talk to them. Like, let's go outside for some training.
And ships. Can you put that? Can you put the person that came up with the idea of ships in there too? Just
Yeah,
throw
throw them in there.
Put them all on the bottom of a well and give them some lotion.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question, Captain Obvious. On a scale of 1 to 10, how effed are we?
Like I'm cool with it. I'm actually okay with the whole mod thing. It's like
That's because you
I've been
smoke weed.
screwed by. No, I've been screwed by CG so long with the cucumber. That getting screwed by a toothpick ain't really that bad
Well,
anymore.
you're just so apathetic, man.
No,
You
you're
really
just
are.
a stoner, dude. Everything is
No, I think
okay.
he's just numb. He just doesn't care. Like, the beatings don't do anything to him
Hand
anymore.
sandwich just says ticket is being sent. I'm really curious what EA's response is going to be on this. Like, my ticket, my mods change color. I don't know what's going on.
Like, didn't you read the forum post? No.
I was sleeping when they made the change. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's just a baffling thing. They've been doing such a. I mean, I give them A+ for their communication. We were covering a post from Carrie yesterday. They've been really wonderful about interacting and explaining some of their positions, like the marquee and you know some of the stuff that they've been addressing. They've just been nailing it, right? So to not announce that this was coming in today, it's just baffling. It's just, You know, it's just like
I don't know why they didn't.
I don't understand that move, you know, because it's obviously was going to create an uproar in the community, right? Yeah, obviously.
Let me check something really
Yes.
quick. How
Somebody
long
didn't
has it
think
been?
so.
Well, how long has it been since they gave us the announcement that there was a change coming, and we needed to be ready? Because remember, they put out the post.
Well, they've been putting info about the different, you know, aspects
Yeah,
of
I know,
the mod.
I know, but I'm wondering.
But
if there
there's
was, like, a
there's
specific
nothing in
time.
there, you know, other than we're working on make sure this is good, blah blah blah. There was no like,
It was pretty much exactly 3 weeks.
yeah, but there hasn't been a timetable like when we could expect.
Yeah, they didn't
something.
put it, but I'm just saying it's been pretty much exactly 3 weeks since they put the post saying that we're giving you guys a little bit of extra time in order to level up your existing mods before we put the changes. And then 3 weeks later, they made the change. So, I mean, they still probably should have put out something just letting people know
Sure.
this is going to go into effect tomorrow and giving us at least like 24 hours notice that something is going to happen. But, yeah, I mean, it's a little weird considering how good they've been on communication.
Oh,
Oh,
well, at
I
least
hit
you
that,
had
I hit
everybody
that.
ready because
I got
you guys had videos put out for the past
tried.
2 weeks telling everybody,
God.
you know, be ready, it's coming, be ready, it's coming. And I mean,
Buy
I'm not
blue
really
mods.
surprised it dropped. You know, it's like it dropped while everybody was sleeping. Am I really surprised? No.
Well, so for that point, right? Whenever they put out an update, it's always going to happen when somebody is sleeping.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, I didn't mind that. They just needed to give notification. I've seen some of that issues where people are posting like, "Why did you put something out while I was sleeping?" Right? It is weird that they did it so late, even in their time. It was what, like I think 10 p.m. Pacific time when they put out this post, and
Yeah, because
I'm
it's about
assuming
1:30, 1:30 East Coast when it dropped.
yeah, so that would be 10:30 Pacific, and I mean maybe that's because that buys them all of Friday in order to troubleshoot any issues. Right, so they didn't release it on a Friday; they released it on their Thursday, so they had their team in on Friday. So if that's the case, that's fine. I just don't know why they didn't announce it, because no matter where you put out an update, somebody's going to be sleeping,
Sure.
and you do want to give them some notice that the change is happening. So,
Surprise!
Surprise, mother.
Dark Side Ranger J 1999 question: should I get the 100 crystal refresh for the mod salvage?
No.
The drop rates are too
Don't
low.
do it.
I regret doing an extra 50, just to throw it out there. Dark Side Ranger J 1999 question to Ranger: hate, what is inside Ranger J 1999 do?
Makes me pee longer.
There you go. Nathaniel Morgan question: should I use guild currency on Dengar or save for a potential legendary character? I don't know why you're not going to get a legendary character from guild currency, so use.
Unless they introduce a character that you'll need for legendary. But if you've got a buffer, because you're getting currency all the time, so I would just keep your buffer and I would start farming them. Don't go under like 2,000 or something like that if you're above that mark.
It's already in the store, by the way. Young Han Solo. Get ready for a solo legendary.
Word?
Van Seal question: guess who got 20 nest shards today? Congrats.
Hey, congrats.
Loki did.
I don't know if Loki's even farming that one. I don't know what he's farming. I did the Kiro one.
Well, now that I got this pack, I'm putting all these on favorites so I can farm them now. I'm already farming them, but it's like, Jesus. Okay, let me see. I'm like, put them on favorites, and then I'm like, okay, let me see if I multiply this. Take 5 to pi. Oh God.
No, V had a good idea. He was talking last night. He said maybe the Separatist rework was coming this September because it's SEP, September Separatist.
Mm-hmm.
Like that might be kind of interesting.
That's true, because for October last year, they did do the Night Sisters, which are octogenarians. So
sure.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
Dude, I wasn't even thinking about the Night Sisters. Yeah, true, yeah.
All right. Next question is from Kazekage2. Easy question. Can you solo the Rancor with an Ugnaught team? Probably.
You probably could. I mean,
DLS, Han, Thrawn, Rex, and Ugnaught.
Throw Ugnaught in there, make something of yourself. Get in there, little piggy. Don't get eaten.
Okay. Daniel Salazar question: how much do you think the mod change will impact ships?
We don't know yet.
Just saw it, didn't we?
No. I think he's talking about the 6E.
That's what I'm saying too. We don't know yet.
I think it will have an impact though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's fighting over one speed in fleet at the top. So it depends where you are too, right? At the top of fleet, people are fighting over that one speed. Like people are zetaing characters that they don't even need in order to get that one speed bonus. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if 6E has a big impact on it.
Yeah, I double Zeta Thrawn a while back, on ships 1-0 for to get the extra speed. 1 speed for 2 Zetas.
So farming.
Yeah, I mean, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if there was a fairly big impact as a result of it.
All right, Memphis and Land are going to take forever. Ugh, God.
Hey, at least you got a 3-star yesterday, right?
Oh yeah. I'm farming them out of the ships. I mean, this pack helps tremendously. So, I just want to give those 2 to 5 stars priority. But Kira's already 5 stars, so I can start working on getting L3 to 5 stars. So I can go to her Cantina node for a couple days, get her to 5, then go finish Kira, then go back to L3.
I'm tempted to buy the pack. Cause that's a good value, 55 shards for.
It really is, and again, thank you JV420 for that. That was really kind of you.
Question from who? Question. My wife is new to the game, level 53, and struggling in arena. Is there a good team to combat the Phoenix squad?
Phoenix. Because until you can unlock, because you want to farm Phoenix first and then go into an Empire squad, right? some kind of dark side squad. Some people like Night Sisters.
First Order.
First Order. They like
that healing immunity from Kylo Ren. The OG Kylo Ren would help against their protection.
Yeah, First Order does really well against Phoenix because of what they're capable of doing. So could be a route that you could go. I mean, we always say Phoenix is what you start off with because that's going to give her an opportunity to get Palpatine and Thrawn, right? First Order, probably would be your next best bet. Easy to farm, right? You get that ship, the silencer for Kylo Ren unmasked. It's an easy cantina. The other characters are really easy to get. Other than I think First Order Stormtrooper. No, he's kind of not as bad.
Nest. They could put Nest.
Nest.
Yeah, throw Nest in there. Shit. And then
if
that Days would stop everything.
Yeah, but there is some counters to it. But First Order is a really good one. And it's a good team to farm because then that gets you to BB-8, right? And you're going to need BB-8. Then you can go do your resistance, so you can get JTR. At the same time, you're farming those characters. You can start working on your characters for CLS. So it's a little daunting in the beginning because at that level, the whales have an advantage. But if you're smart about who you farm in what order, you can keep pace, right? They may have an advantage for a while, but when you get to that upper 85 and you set your if you farmed right and you've got the characters that you're going to need, so you start unlocking Thrawn and Palpatine, and then you're getting your Vader shards. That's 3. Then you've got nests, right? You can farm.
Yeah, because some of the best teams aren't full factions. They got 2 or 3 people.
Okay, phone call. Be right back.
Yeah, and then don't forget, also, if you had Bastila with Jedi are a pretty good counter as well, because they're pretty difficult to take out. And so by the time that the opposing Phoenix have got through, then you have more time to kill stuff. So, all right, Thoka, question: is the Houndtooth bundle worth it? What do you think, Chrome? Horny Toad bundle?
Yeah, the Horny Toad bundle is, I think it's great. I mean, you get nice ship shards. You can get Boss to 5 shards away from 4-star, the ship 4 stars. Right now, I mean, they're bounty hunters. They're pushing bounty hunters. So if you want to spend some money, it's a good one to spend it on.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Okay, we keep on getting more questions. Andrew Sweeney question: how many of Grande's mods do you think are gold now?
All of them.
Let's look. Let me see if I can go through. I think I can see kind of a little bit of them on GG. Now I won't be able to see exactly which ones, but I'm going to go through his arena team. So his Treya, I think, is all gold. Yeah, so his Treya has 6 gold mods on her. Emperor Palpatine has all gold mods. Maybe his didn't update. Hold on, let me make sure that it updated. Just to make sure.
It should be right about 12 hours. If it's been longer than 12 hours, it hasn't updated.
No, yeah, it's 17 hours. So he hasn't updated his mods yet, so I don't know yet. Okay. So we have to wait until Grande's next refresh in order to see how many of his mods are gold. So we'll get back to you on that. Then Chewy question: why do devs post more on Reddit than the swgoh forums? I think they're just trying to interact a little bit more with the Reddit. The Reddit community is largely a much more invested group than the forums, honestly. And so I think that's why they're commenting a little bit more on there. I know Carrie made a really big post, and we talked about it on Miss Stream yesterday about everything that's been coming out, the fact that they're coming out with marquee events at a crazy rate, and she basically said that they're laying down hints about things to come in the second half of the year, meaning that I think we can expect that there will be some legendaries coming. Yep, Dryden Voss I think is potentially one. Django Fett is another. Yeah, Meccano Mall potentially.
If it's Meccano Mall, I'll be so happy.
I think Meccano Mall might be more of a hero's fall using your regular mall more than anything, and you might need a Dryden for that. So that would be
cool.
Something else to consider. But they're basically laying down some things, and I think Reddit, they're just trying to increase the conversation that's being had on Reddit too.
There's also a lot of toxicity in the official forums, so
they're kind of self-contained too in the forums. Everybody kind of Oh, I was gonna say everybody kind of answers everybody else's question where they're not, needed as much for a response on forums, just from what I see.
Yep. Andrew Sweeney questions: CG has a history of destroying the game with Friday updates. Why did this do it again? They did it on their Thursday, so that it doesn't count. Doja Sun question: are we going to be calling 6E mods sexy? Mostly because 6E sounds like sexy.
No.
They're more like the fat bastard of sexy.
There we go. We're gonna call them the fat bastard mods. Smoke 311 question: if y'all hate this update so much, what would y'all have done differently? I said it before.
I already said. I'm back.
Place.
I already said.
Yeah, they don't need the slicing. They don't need the slicing in order to get to a 5A. They could have just done the slicing in order to get your current mods to 6. So 5E would have gone to 6E. 5D could have gone to 6D, so on, all the way up to 5A going to 6A. The way they designed this was literally just kind of a money-making scheme for moving forward, that you can then charge or have something that goes from 6E to 6D. They could then have another charge from 6D to 6C, all the way down until you get to 6A, and then provide something to move over to 7E, and then do this all over again. So this was definitely a kind of a future plan money play more than anything else. I don't think there was any other real reason that they couldn't have just said, okay, these mods are just going to get their stats upgraded when they go from their gray 5 to a gray 6 mod or anything like that. So,
yeah, they had to find a way to make another 350.
Money. Money.
Damn 350.
Oh, any more questions? Finn?
So one last question. Ray's side piece is asking, Dryden Voss, is he well known enough to have a legendary? Probably not, but he probably will anyways.
I think it's going to be Darth Maul.
I think Maul is going to be a Hero's Fall, and you're going to need Dryden Voss as part of it.
Oh, God.
I'll be upset if it's not Vader on a Hero's Fall. It's not like a Dark Side Anakin Hero's Fall. I'll be
But they've already introduced his character. That's the problem.
Well,
they
I'm
don't
saying
introduce the characters on the falls and rises, except for like the starting one, and then you follow the journey. They already have the endpoint in game.
Yeah, I mean, like a Dark Side Anakin, like Sith Eyes Anakin, or something like that would be like
Helmetless
Lord,
Anakin.
Lord, like call him Lord. Instead of Darth Vader, Lord Vader. Like that would be,
or Lord Vader.
Yeah, like that would be nice, something like that.
Paleface.
Even though it would be redundant to do it, but I would rather have that.
Where was it? There's somebody that put, did anybody else notice that the Vader, when he removes his helmet, looks like Tom Petty?
Free falling.
Trying to see if I can find it. Oh no, Billy Joel. Here, hold on, I'm putting it in Skype. You want to see it? It made me laugh.
Oh God.
Did anybody else realize that Vader without his helmet looks like Billy Joel with a harmonica?
For the longest time.
For
For the longest.
the longest time. Okay. I think that's it.
Word? Alright. Alright, so this has been the Lunch Rant show.
Oh my God, he does.
To end the week. We'll end the week with a rant.
Mm-hmm.
He does look just like Billy Joel in that picture.
I know. It's creepy.
Holy shit, that is crazy. That's kind of that's a little bit
You will never look at Vader the same again.
Oh my God. That's so good.
Alright, so trying to figure out from Van Cell. I think I'm gonna see what time we're gonna do Battlefront. We are gonna do some Battlefront today, so stay tuned for that. We haven't done some Battlefront in a while, but Van Cell's been busy and stuff. But we've got
Ranger needs to shoot things.
Yeah, I do really need to shoot things, but ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. But if you are watching this, this is the RSG Lunch Stream. We do this Monday through Friday. from 12 to 1 p.m. If you would like a roster review that you've seen us do here, all you need to do is come to the Discord, message Finn with your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.gg page, and we'll be more than glad to look it up and add you to the queue. Make sure that he does respond so you know that he got it. And then also, yeah, so that's how you get into the queue. And if you haven't joined our Discord community anyway, go ahead and do that because, well, it's a great community of over 1,000 people. It's getting 2,000 probably. I don't know. I just say over 1,000 because it's a ton. And we got, especially if you're a new player, mid-tier player, doesn't matter. Anything you have questions about, it's a great community to go in there and just bounce ideas off of, get your questions answered. You can message us directly. We're always available to help players out. That's what we do. That's what we look
Great
for.
social gathering too.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
fun to
great
hang
place
out.
to meet nice people and share your passion for the game and Star Wars. We got other games in there that people play that you can hang out in and stuff. It's a really good way to meet people. So we encourage people to come in there and join the community. It's a really great group of people. If you haven't checked out already, make sure you check out our Patreon. We're almost at our 300 goal. So that's we're getting closer and closer to that. We use all that money to facilitate getting better stuff, doing better things for you guys, for the community, to make sure that we're putting out the best content that we can and supporting your guys and being the voice of you guys. So that's what we do. Use all that money for, whether it's YouTube, through the sponsorship, or whatever monetization we make from YouTube. And to help us with monetization, if you give us a thumbs up and also subscribe, that really helps us out as well. And we like feedback. If you have constructive feedback, please put it in there. We don't mind it at all, as long as you're not an ass clown, because I've always said there's only a couple ass clowns allowed in this, and that's me and a few of the RSG guys. But as long as you're constructive, hey, speak your piece. That's what we live for, positive or negatively. We don't mind it. So that's our thing. We're going to do some Battlefront. Let me see what V said. Let's see what old V's saying right in here. Let me see. No, he wants to do right.
By the way,
afterwards, yeah.
shout out to Bimasu. I hope he's safe. Hawaii's getting kind of pummeled with Hurricane Lane here. I know we talked about it yesterday. It's kind of hitting today, so I hope Bimasu is safe, and everyone, all of you guys that are in the Hawaii area, make sure you guys are staying safe.
Yeah.
Get your 600 from Maurice. Get you.
Yeah, we're.
That's right. While you're bored in the hurricane, make sure you get your 600.
Yeah. No excuses.
Priorities.
No excuses. All right, so that's our show for today. We stay tuned for more. We got the Battlefront coming up right after this. We'll put it at the top of the hour, something like that, with me and yours truly, Vancelli. Probably have Chrome still hang out with us, smoking weed, doing this thing. Finn will be around, so we'll hang out and have some more fun talking about Battlefront, things of that nature. And then remember, tomorrow we have the Jedi Academy from 10 to 12, and we'll also have the this weekend we also have the late night stream where we just drink and have fun and hang out with you guys. And then Sunday we have our D&D campaign coming up. So on behalf of myself and the whole crew, thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace.
See ya.